Brought to you by stationhousecoffee.com and inspireddisorder.com/music.
What you manifest in your mind, you can bring to reality.
Simon Killer, the third movie this week, directed by Antonio Campos. I told you before, and I'm telling you again, The Devil All the Time was the movie I reviewed on Monday. My favorite movie of the year so far. Just one of, I think it's just going to be a classic film in years to come. Just amazingly directed, written, acted. The storytelling is next level. Really loved it. So I wanted to go back and take a dive into early movies by Antonio Campos. And Simon Killer came out the first in 2012. So I talked about After School, which came out 4 years earlier. And then this one came out. And then I think Christine came out in 2018. I believe. I could be wrong. But yeah, Simon Killer. It's about a kid just out of college. Just had a breakup and decides to go to France, Paris, to kind of unwind, at least, just kind of relax and get over his breakup. Another very minimal film. Another, well-directed, more characters, I would say, a little bit more going on in this movie. Not much more than After School, and not nearly as much as The Devil All the Time, but still a very, independent, kind of a minimal style to it. Probably my least favorite movie of his so far, out of the 4 movies of his I've seen. This one, mainly because the lead character is very just mildly sympathetic. It starts off with him talking to the person he's renting a room from in Paris, and talking about what he did in school, and talk about his relationship ending, and just him just kind of talking about himself a bit. But very much like an emo kind of, he feels mildly sympathetic in that, okay, he's going through some shit or whatever. But then throughout the movie, he becomes more and more unlikable. Really, it's kind of interesting in that sense. I guess maybe the more I think about it, the more I appreciate the movie. But did not like the lead character. The character. The actor is fine. But it's tough to watch a film where you see a bad person making their bad decisions. You really see that it's all like a ruse. Most people who are assholes, know a lot of people that like them, but that's because they're charming. They're charming to people that they want to be, that want them to, make them feel like they do it. They're manipulative. They don't care about people, but they know that, they'd be charming enough to get them in the door or whatever. He's, most assholes, they justify being assholes. Oh, I did that because da 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 da. Right? And it's stuff that they do. Oh, it's like something that they do all the time. They don't take ownership for the shit they get into, right? They're assholes, and then they come up against reality, and reality shuts them down, and then they think they are now the victim. They are now the victim, and they're always the victim, and that life is beating them down. Meanwhile, they're assholes to people. Unless they can get something out of it, unless they're going to profit off of a relationship in some way, they're nice and charming. But as soon as they don't need to, then they're assholes. If they don't think they can get anything from you, then they're assholes. And there's so many people out there, just parasitic, just toxic parasites of people. They're emotional vampires. They just suck the life out. And this guy is that. He's also a mama's boy, which you kind of find out towards the end, which is probably the thing in his reality before going to Paris, where it's just he'd get in trouble and he'd go cry to his mom. His mom would say, it's okay, boy, it's okay. And then he gets away with it. He never really has to pay for being an asshole. and it's kind of weird to see a movie where you're like the main character is somebody that you're slowly getting to know throughout this movie, and the more you know about this person in the movie, more you hate him. And there's little hints like you're not really sure what happened with him in his previous relationship. You're not sure exactly why they broke up. But you find out like there's little hints that maybe he was an asshole. Not necessarily sure if he was like physically abusive or just verbally abusive, or he just cheated on her all the time. But there's a hint that he wasn't he was kind of to blame for what he did. And you don't really hear the girlfriend side of it. You don't even hear any like that she exists. Like he's trying to get a hold of her or whatever a few times. And it's not till the end of the movie where he receives an email from her where she's just like, "I've moved on. I want nothing to do with you. You're a horrible person," and all that. And by that time you've seen him kind of be a horrible person. I mean, there is a scene like early on where it's a scene that cuts, but it's like there's an earlier scene where he's kind of getting bullied on the street, like a Parisian like runs into him and then like starts talking shit for not apologizing, even though the Parisian clearly ran into him. And you can tell that he's with two girls that he met at a club or whatever, so he doesn't want to do anything, but he feels like he was just emasculated, like he was just like, how dare somebody bully me. And there's even a line in this where his mom calls him a fox, which kind of makes sense, and he always considered himself a lion. But there's a scene where he's going down the street, and it looks like he gets into a confrontation. But they don't show you the confrontation. It just cuts to him going to this bar that he went to previously, where it's like a bar that has escorts there, and you can get like sexual favors or whatever. And so he goes to this bar to talk to the prostitute that he was with like the night before, and he's like, "I don't have anything. I don't have anybody." Like he was supposed to go home. Like he was there he was supposed to be at that apartment for like a week or whatever, just getting his shit together, but he decides not to go. He gets into a fight, which after watching the movie, I would imagine the scene that they didn't show is that he saw that guy or maybe somebody like him, and he initiated the second contact and got beat up because there were multiple people against him. But he was like, "I'm going to show this guy that you can't bully me around," and like whatever. And it didn't really work out for him. But then he uses that to go get sympathy from this prostitute who's like, "I'm working right now, but we'll meet at this bar, blah, blah, yada, yada, yada." He ends up staying at her place for the night. But then, of course, they end up getting in a relationship. And then he convinces her to do a scam, to scam her clients, to try and get, fast, easy money. He's also it's amazing also the character, the type of person who like justifies their asshole behavior, and just kind of is always playing the victim. They also like to cut corners and find shortcuts to things, which he does. He wants her to scam these guys into and basically what is it? Blackmailing them. Right, filming them have sex with her, and then contacting them. It's like, "Listen, you need to pay me, or I'm going to send this video to your family." And that's his idea, and of course, that idea goes south. And it's just somebody that like he ruins people's lives in a way where he convinces them to do stuff, and then when shit goes sideways, he just runs away. And just, I don't know, just such an unlikable character. I guess I like the movie more than I thought. It's just, it's like a movie I would never go back to watch just because the character is so unlikable. But if you do decide to watch this movie, which it's good. I mean, I really do enjoy this director. I'm probably going to go back and rewatch Christine, which I didn't really like, but now understanding his sensibility and storytelling and just like that, and knowing that movie and kind of knowing what I'm going to get into going to see that movie that um oh, if you are going to watch this movie, put on the subtitles. Not only is there a lot of French spoken, which you're going to be reading that anyway, but there's a lot of mumbling going on, dialogue wise, and it's just easier to understand what people are saying if you do that, because it's similar to his other movie, After School, where there's a lot of mumble acting, which I don't have a problem with as long as I can hear it. But this one is like mumble acting inside clubs, and it's just hard to hear in general. So I'd recommend putting on the subtitles if you were to check out this movie, which I wouldn't not recommend it, but know going in that you're not really going. It's not going to make you feel good. His movies don't really make you feel good. They don't. They don't. But at least The Devil All the Time has a good ending. It's like not uplifting, but at least it's like it's a moment where you can breathe easy. You can breathe easier. But either way, check out Simon Killer on Netflix right now. Make sure you support our sponsors by going to stationhousecoffee.com and following Station House Coffee on Instagram for all of your small batch, single origin, premium coffee brewed in Vermont and shipped directly to you. Buy now, support the sponsors that support this show. Go to stationhousecoffee.com and follow Station House Coffee on Instagram. Get 30 days free of Amazon Music Unlimited by going through my link, inspireddisorder.com/music. That's 60 million songs streamed to all your devices. Cancel anytime. Sign up now for Amazon Music Unlimited for 30 days, all for free. inspireddisorder.com/music. New episodes of The Ray Taylor Show come out every single day. Subscribe on IGTV, YouTube, and everywhere else podcasts are found. Binge the full week ad-free over at patreon.com/inspireddisorder. Buy Ray Taylor Show merch over at inspireddisorder.com. Follow the show on Instagram at Ray Taylor Show. Have a wonderful day, everybody. Peace out!